Broads Media.
Gotta do what you gotta do, baby. It doesn't matter how. Gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, we're gonna break this puppy down. Before we do, though, hello, welcome to the channel, especially if you're new. Do not forget to hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button. It will mean the absolute world. We break down Philly sports every single day. You can also take me on the road with you. If you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, search Sports Talk with Broads, you can take me on the drive to work or from work to home. There's no one better sitting passenger. I promise you that. Follow there as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And lastly, if you're looking to have more Broads Media content in your life, we do Coffee with Broads live streams twice a week if you join the memberships here on YouTube. The information is down below in the description. You also get access to our Discord channel as well. So I can't thank you all enough. With that being said, I'll shut up and enjoy the show. I don't even know what that game was. Quite frankly, I don't fucking care because the Phils got the dub. But that was bizarre. Shohei Ohtani's ejaculating at second base. Out in center field, the ball just, I can't say it. Well, thank you very much. Followed up by a couple infield singles by Stott and Trey Turner, which was massive. Bohm was massive too. Let's not forget about that double. But at the end, Will Smith makes us all hold our breath for what, 6-7 seconds until Nick Castellanos caught the ball right at the warning track, an inch away from going over the wall. So, and keep in mind, all right, the way you scored your second run to give you a 2-0 lead was a Whit Merrifield ground out. Turns out to be huge. And Whit Merrifield with the laser. That's right. With the hell of an arm to Bryson Soto to get out Rojas in the 8th inning when Alvarado was getting squared up pretty good. Those balls were scorched off the bat. You were lucky that it wasn't significantly worse, but credit to Whit Merrifield. So, I mean, what? What? This is a game where I want to praise Whit Merrifield like no other for a very important RBI, a very important defensive play, and he's the one that got the triple for putting it in play. Can we give him credit for putting it in play, even if the Dodgers are stupid and lose the sight of the ball and it just drops in the middle of center field? Whit Merrifield gets the third. Important. He comes around to score. You had a 2-0 lead. The score becomes 2-2. It was first and third for Shohei Ohtani, and good for Christopher Sanchez in the 5th. I thought there probably could have been more runs scored, so to limit it only to the 1 RBI, yeah, it sucks it's 2-2, but the Phils responded right after that. And then your bullpen goes to work. Kerkering, very similar situation that Sanchez was in, first and third. The difference, you point your finger over to Matt Strahm. All right, so here comes your all-star getting into the game, having to do the dirty work for Shohei, and gets him! Oh, baby Matt Strahm. That was so sick. So sick. What a sick inning by Matt Strahm. Filthy. Fuck, that was filthy. And Jeff Hoffman, while it was close, did what he needed to do. It's a good series win, my friends. It's a good series win. Christopher Sanchez, I wanted to know if he could have a bounce back from his last start, which was hideous. He sure did. Dude's a cool customer. No joke. He responded after the Dodgers tied it up 2-2, and he got out of that with only allowing 1 run, which it could have been worse. Follows it up with a 1-2-3 inning right after. Now, I wanted to start the show off with some housekeeping, but I got somewhat sidetracked. I'm a little excited about winning the first two in this series, if you can't tell. Here's Aaron Nola, Game 3 on a Thursday night with a chance to get out the damn brooms. Now, I just want to be transparent here. After the game Thursday, I'm probably not going to be able to get up a pod because I'm on the radio from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So by the time I get home, it's going to be 3 a.m. I will be leaving for the studio prior to the game ending, so just bear with me until I get an opportunity, hopefully Friday morning, to get out my thoughts. Because trust me, I need to get out my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? But let's get to some of the housekeeping stuff. Zach Wheeler, next start is uncertain. I wasn't panicking when I was in the middle of the post-game show last night when he was talking to the reporters and giving us the update on his health. I wasn't really panicky in the moment, but then when I ended the show and then I was reading up more on it, and he said, yeah, we kind of been dealing with this for a little bit now. Well, that's not good. That's not good. That made the alarms go off. I don't like that. I don't like hearing that. I don't want to hear that. That pisses me off. That makes me upset. I'm angry. Right? I don't want to hear that. I'm not angry at anyone specifically, just angry for the fact that I have to even deal with the potential from Zach Wheeler and his health. That stuff just doesn't go away. Now, hopefully, if he does miss his next start, and then he doesn't have to worry about any of the All-Stars break either. I know he got the nod, but I'm just saying, sit on the shelf. Enjoy. He was going to enjoy it anyway because he had his final start right before the All-Star break as it is. But now, just shut him down. He can do a couple waves, a nice thank you. How's your mother? How's your father? Beautiful. Maybe sign a couple balls, and then you move on and you worry about getting back for the second half. But I don't want to push this stuff. I really don't. And there's actually, with the Bryce news, for my second housekeeping note, I'm not telling you it's a high percentage that feels this way. And I could be the one that's a dope that's reading way too much into this. But I could only tell you how I feel. The second I saw Matt Gelb say there's a delay in the order getting announced because, well, Bryce Harper's up in the air, he might not be able to go, the first thing I thought of was something's wrong with his hamstring and they can hide behind the fact that he got hit with that ground ball over to first base, and it's already built in that they have an excuse to get him out of the lineup. Now, maybe only 15% could that be right now. I'm thinking 85% actually a bruise in the wrist area, in the hand area, and then 15% maybe they're hiding something. Bryce Harper stated, I'm not going to put on a cape, all right? Essentially meaning I won't be a hero in game 1 of this series that he finally got off the IL. His first at-bat, this dude's digging into the dirt like he's Usain Bolt trying to win a gold medal in the Olympics. That was his first at-bat. He just said that he wasn't going to put on any sort of cape. He only knows how to go one mode. Maybe something happened. And this is why I find it fishy. Just a tad. I'm not telling you I am concerned. I'm telling you, if I had to do the breakdown, 85% of me believes this is crap, but 15% of me believes that it could be real. It could be real. I don't trust any of these organizations. They said 1 month for JT. I remember I laughed at that. Yeah, right. 1 month? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just all BS for the most part. So, Bryce Harper. Why do I believe it could be BS? They want to be cautious, right? All right, some of it's precautionary. We don't want to put them back too quickly with the break right upon us. Well, was there any sort of update on the wrist? If you're going to be cautious, how come we didn't hear anything similar to, we wanted to check out his wrist, there was no bone issue, there was no fracture, it's all good, it's just a bone. I didn't get any sort of update on what they were cautious about. Now, maybe the bruise is so weak and so not aggravating and so not brutal that they just moved past it, didn't even need to get to that step. But what are they precautionary about then? Just a black and blue mark on his wrist? Would that really keep him out that much? If he could play with the hamstring, that's 80%. I feel he could play with a bruised wrist if it's not really that bad. So either, I guess if we want to get into the disappointing, what could the outcome be? Maybe it's a lot worse than just a bruise on the wrist and there's something actually holding him back from having the power that he wants to when he's in the batter's box. And just anything he wants to do on the diamond in general, but maybe he can't hit well because it's actually worse than just a bruise and it could be bad. Or it's a hammy. Or they're just being super soft. But think about what it would take Bryce being out of the lineup a day after he returns against this Dodgers team going for a series win. He missed so much time. He gets right back. This competitor, this guy, the way he plays the game, and he makes the decisions. Nobody else does. So why wasn't he in there today? I'm not trying to rain on the parade on such a happy post-game show because this is all supposed to be about the love of the win. And that's why I kind of wanted to start with the housekeeping, get that off my chest early, and then start throwing the parade and giving the high fives to the people next to me. Instead, I did it backwards, and now here we are somewhat stuck in a very awkward position because I just spent about 5 minutes thinking about the worst-case scenario ever with this baseball team. But as I always say, I'm a man of the people. I just tell you how it is. I just tell you how it goes. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm proud of this team. I'm very, very proud of this team. Witt was big. Stott, infield single. Trey, infield single. Sometimes these games are going to be bizarre. That's why on the banner here on YouTube, the title of the show is, Sure, I'll take it. Grab those dubs. They got 60 wins. 60 wins. They are 60-32 after 92. If you told me that was going to be their record, just shy of 100 games, I'd say piss off. I'd go streaking if that's the case with pure excitement. Good thing nobody told me that would be their record. Because then, right now, and it's cold out there. You know what I'm saying? It's cold out there. It's definitely cold out there. It's got to be cold out there. 51-39 is the Atlanta Braves, currently sitting 8 games back of your Titans. Now they're up 2-0 on the Diamondbacks. I haven't even really looked at what they were doing out in the West Coast since the Phillies and Braves played. They're beating the Diamondbacks right now 2-0, but it's only the bottom of the second. They took the first 2 games in Arizona. I remember I said, hey, just because they won that series against the Phillies, it doesn't mean they're just going to automatically run off wins and just take care of business on this crazy road trip where they're going to the West Coast right before break, having to face Arizona and San Diego. And they won that first game in the Diamondback series in extra innings, and I did see a rally there in the 9th with a home run, which sparked the fella. So I don't know. I just hope and pray that we didn't give them this surge. Now, once again, Phillies always in control. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm sorry. Seriously. I should restart. I should. There's no way that after this win, it keeps draining towards this sour crap. It's not what we do. Here we go, Phil. It's a big win. Sure. I'll take it, baby. I'll take it. All right, maybe what we can do to spark up the good vibes is go to the Anytime Hotline. You know what I'm saying? Get the voice of the people out there. I'm sure nobody's going to bring up any sort of Bryce Harper deep issues like I did. All right, let's go to the phones.
You know, what I saw today, I feel they could sweep the Dodgers.
That's right.
But I just have this gut feeling that they're going to hit Nola hard, and he's going to crap the bed.
What? I guess I can't even get mad at this caller for bringing up something negative after what I just did. But how is that the first call that I click on? Why do you feel that Nola's going to get crucified out there? Why? I don't. Nola's going to throw a gem. You heard it from me first.
Absolutely soil himself on the mound tomorrow.
Why?
And give up at least 4 earned runs. I guarantee you that.
Why? Am I losing my mind? Now I'm afraid that these calls are all going to be like that. Are we that down bad on Aaron Nola right now? What was Aaron Nola's last start? Was Aaron Nola's last start the really bad one, or was it the start after that? Or before that, excuse me. It was the annoying one. I labeled it the annoying game. In Atlanta, he had a quality start, 6 innings, 3 earned runs, which would be okay. If Aaron Nola gave me 6 innings and 3 earned runs tomorrow, that's a good start for Aaron Nola. He gave you 6 2/3 before that, 7. The bad start, I mean, shame on me. Really, looking at it, it's quality start after quality start after quality start after quality start. His last bad game where he really blew up was in Boston right after that London trip. 3 2/3, 8 runs. Let's give some respect to Knowles, huh? Let's give some respect to Knowles.
Woo, we won the series. A win is a win. And yes, Will Smith did just miss that one. But I want to talk about how great of a player Bryson Stott is starting to be. Offensively, he's starting to get his momentum back. But defensively, however, I think he had the play of the game. Talk about that play at second base. If he does not make that play, you got a runner in scoring position with 1 out, down by 1. I think the Dodgers win the game at that point if Stott does not make that play. But good win for the Phils, and let's see if we can sweep them tomorrow.
Now, I don't know if there was a man on second, if Rojas was on second, if that definitely means the Dodgers win. But to your point, that was a massive play. And it was a good tag by Bryson Stott. Maybe I didn't catch the replay well enough. It was pretty much called out rather quickly, and the ESPN broadcast made it very clear that, oh, yeah, I mean, his foot came off the bag. I feel Rojas had a case there. Now, to be fair, I didn't study it super heavily, but it did look like he got in there first, and then as Bryson Stott applied the tag, he sort of pushed up. Now, maybe that's a tactic that you kind of go for, you tag and push, whatever. But I'm just saying in general, maybe there was a case to be made. I don't know. Now, Dave Roberts was shaking his head on the top of the steps in the dugout. Wasn't sure if that was indicating he was mad with the attempt to go to second, or if he was mad with the fact that it got called the way that it did without any sort of real fight from the review crew, if you will. But ultimately, yes, you needed to make a play. In this game, it was very awkward. It was very bizarre. It was a very strange baseball game. Sometimes that's the personality of the 9 innings. But you are going to need to be a difference maker at some point. I don't know what play. I don't know what inning. I don't know who it'll be. I don't know if it's a full relay, if it's one guy making a spectacular catch with his glove, with an individual effort. I don't know. But it will be somewhere. And for the Dodgers, it was that play at second base. And Whit Merrifield, as much as Bryson Stott, kudos to you for the tag, Whit Merrifield made some plays today. Bizarre plays, not your typical plays, but he made plays that made sense in this one. Now, Bryson Stott, the eye test is definitely stringing together some better approaches. That's where I'm at with Bryson Stott right now. Now, he finished the day with 2 hits, hitting cleanup, which is just hilarious to me. Schwarber, Turner, Bohm, Stott, Nicky, Marshy, Sosa, Witt, Stubby. How about that bullpen? Sanchez's final stat line, not sure if I even gave it to you, but 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk batter all day. He's got the filthiest changeup I've ever seen. His changeup is so disturbing. It makes people do what Shohei Ohtani was doing out at second base. Let's go to Sean.
Jeff Hoffman and Matt Strahm, baby. The All-Stars coming through at the end. Got a little dicey when Will Smith hit that ball. I thought in Philly in that heat it had a chance of getting out, but luckily it didn't. Solid win for the Titans, especially with Harper being a late scratch. And you win another series. You know, I'd take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers, but I'm greedy. I want the win tomorrow with Nola on the mound at home.
Yes.
Let's deliver a message. I mean, let's, show the National League and all the people that are doubting this team, hey, pretty damn good if we knock them out, because that's all we've been hearing. Phillies haven't played anybody. Anytime they do, they come up short. Well, let's deliver a message tomorrow and sweep them out.
I love that take. I really do. Look, you don't have to convince me to apply the pressure. You don't have to tell me that it's time to say, yo, fellas, man up. Yo, fellas, you pissed me off in Atlanta, but there's a way to win me back. Sure, you made a mistake and you lost a series where you won game 1 and you put yourself in a good position and you fell flat on your face. But you came home and not only did you beat the Dodgers, forget about Bobby Miller getting sent down and their pitching staff. They're showing all these graphics on the national broadcast about how they got a lot of guys injured and Mookie Betts here and their pitchers aren't the same and they're trying to figure it out. So be it. Win all 3. Win all 3. Even with this version of the Dodgers, it's difficult to beat them 3 straight times. And with Aaron Nola on the mound, I want you to show me something after failing in Atlanta. I don't think that's too much to ask. Now, do a lot of people still bring up the fact that the schedule wasn't hard? And those are air quotes. I mean, at this particular time, they are 92 games into the season. It's impossible to have a schedule where you haven't seen enough team. Guys, 60 and 32 is a 28 games above 500 squad. Okay? You can't be idiots. You can't be idiots. So if there are a collection of people out there that are still hating on the Phils, well, come on. As I'm scrolling through social and seeing a picture of Matt Strahm carrying Shohei Ohtani on the front of his chest in a baby carrier. Oh, that was so sick. That was so sick. Good time, I thought, with Rob with a lot of his bullpen decisions today. I thought it was the right time to pull Christopher Sanchez. I think it was fair to go to Kerkering. I did. I think it was fair to go to Kerkering, and then he decided to go to Matt Strahm at the right time. And Alvarado, Hoffman, he did it well. He did it well. He went to a reasonable pen at very reasonable times. I saw some questioning Kerkering. I did not really think that it deserved any sort of criticism, regardless of the result. But we'll see, we'll see how some of the bullpen moves go tomorrow, of course. All right, let's take another call here.
Hey, bros. Thanks for having me. Phenomenal win by the Phils tonight. Quickly, I just want to say how impressed I am by Sanchez. I mean, the guy hasn't given up a home run at the bank all season. I mean, looking at his home and away splits, it's undeniable he pitches better at the bank. And, I think it's fair to say our guys really busted their asses out there tonight, despite not having Harper and it being hot as hell. I mean, a leadoff Schwarber and, Strahm striking out Ohtani. And, I mean, all in all, Stott made a bunch of really great plays, but I'm going to hit you with something, okay? Bit of an unpopular take, but I've got to know your genuine opinion on Cassie. I mean, he's a beautiful specimen, but besides having great hair and catching a few balls in the outfield, I mean, what's he doing for us, I mean, he can't seem to hit in a clutch situation. And, I mean, if I'm shaking my head all the way down here in Florida, I know you've got to be shaking something, too, up there. don't know. What do you think? Is it just me, or am I missing something? Or is he missing something?
I mean, look, there's been criticism every day for Nick Castellanos since he essentially signed that big ticket. There's no doubt there's times where it's not what we want, and then there's times where he's hitting a lot of doubles in the gap, or he's hitting some home runs. The Nick Castellanos experience, I think you're feeling exactly what a lot of people are feeling. I'm just in the minority of when he's batting seventh or so. Like, let's take a look. And remember, Bryce Harper wasn't in the lineup today. So if Bryce Harper's in the lineup, it lengthens everything out even more. But today, Nick Castellanos bat what, fifth? I think he batted fifth. This stupid app would load for me. Of course, now I'm getting 3 rings that are rotating super slowly. I had no issue this whole entire time until now. He batted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. So with Bryce up there, it could be more like sixth. And JT coming back, that could push him down to seventh. So essentially, my take has always been more along the lines of, I look at him as almost the sweetener, if you will, batting seventh. You have the possibility of someone who, in theory, is a top-tier bat in this league, batting seventh. If it happens to be one of those days where he's alive and he's turning it on, then by all means, you got your sweetener. But sometimes you got to drink the coffee black, and that would be without the sweetener, without the creamer. I don't know. I tried to put a little analogy together there. But yeah, the Nick Castellanos, it's not been very good. It's not been very good. I just try to keep taking deep breaths and realizing that there will be playoff moments where this guy is clutch this postseason. That's what I said. There will be moments where this guy comes up clutch in the postseason. And I believe that. I'm going to say it one more time. There will be times when this man comes up clutch in the postseason. And I keep telling myself that. Now, you're not wrong about the home and away splits for Christopher Sanchez. Listen to these numbers. When he is pitching at home, he's 5-1 with a 1.35 ERA in 9 starts. Now, I don't know if this is counting today's game. I'd imagine it's not. But regardless, he is a stud at home compared to when he's pitching on the road. It's a 5.54 ERA with 8 starts and way less innings pitched. So all we got to worry about is getting him lined up so he could pitch at the bank in the playoffs. That's all. That's what it comes down to. All right, everybody, those are my thoughts on the game. I appreciate it all so much. Thank you, and I'll catch you all on the next one.